Hi, today I want to make a video on how to use the QGIS plugin builder. One thing that's very important right off the bat is if you hover over each one of these fields, a little pop-up box will come up and it will give you an example of the way you need to put the name in. So use the naming convention that's suggested or it won't work. So right off the bat, make sure you do that. So starting with the class name, this is the name that's going to be used over here in your, so after QGIS builds the plugin, it's going to use whatever name you put here. This is from an old other one I had built called Fiber Tool. So when I use the name Fiber Tool, it put Fiber Tool in the this file. So for this, we'll do my example class. Not like that. So basically, no spaces is what they're getting at, most importantly. Next is the plugin name, and that is the name that you'll see when you go to the directory. So for instance, when you open this up, and it finally comes up, and that would be this name. It will be your name there. So we'll call this, and this one you can pretty much do whatever in terms of how you want to spell it in spaces. So YouTube. Next is the description, and you can put in whatever you want. This is a test. The module name is what's going to be given to the folder. So when the plugin builder, there'll be quite a bit of files that are associated with building a plugin that we'll see towards the end of this video. And it's going to need to house all those files somewhere, and so it just needs a folder. So we can give it a name for the folder. Once again, looks like we have a, what does it say here for restrictions? It wants you to use the underline, so basically no spaces. So we can just say, and I would keep it all under lowercase as well. So my folder YouTube, something like that. Oh, well, one other thing about the class name is avoid try to keep it like this. I once had a problem where I did this. I did version 1.0 just because I'm used to versioning things, and it caused problems. And the problem was because of the .0. So if you do want to put a version on it, make sure you don't have a decimal. I suppose you could do something like 1.1 or something like that. And speaking of version numbers, like here's where you would want to do your versioning number. You can accept the defaults. That's fine. It wants you to put something here, although it really doesn't make much sense because it doesn't care what you put. So you don't even have to put a full email address in here. You can just put your name like that, and that's good. For this, what we're doing, it doesn't matter anyways. Another brief description. You can, if you accept the default, then that's just what we'll go through. And for this, so this one's a little confusing, but so when you're done, you'll get a little icon like this up in the toolbar, and when you hover over the icon, it will give you a name like what's coming up right here. So what this field that you're filling in right now is the name that you'll see the little pop-up box. So we can just say, and let's see here, no restrictions or anything. So this one you can pretty much say my YouTube icon. Anything will work really. Accept the defaults here, that's fine. and then you don't have to fill anything out. This is some more advanced things. I wouldn't worry about this as well, especially if you're just getting started. If you knew what all this stuff was for, you probably wouldn't be watching this video. And then finally, this is the path it's going to take, where it's going to put the folder that we named in the earlier. So here you can just accept the default. So don't do anything, just hit generate. And that's going to give you a little box here that tells you what you did. This is generated by the plugin builder app here. So some of the stuff I think is a little outdated because it talks about running this PB tool to compile. You don't need to do any of that. So let's take a look here and see how it worked out. And before you do anything, you're going to have to close out QGIS and then start it back up. So I'll close it and come back when it starts back up. Okay, so we're back, and what you can have to do is look through your so I guess we'll just walk through this right from the beginning. Go to plugins, manage, and then you'll see all of your installed plugins. Go all the way to the bottom, and here's our plugin that we generated. So if you watch up here, and when we enable it, we get our little icon, and then when we hover, so that we can close that because we've added that, and if we hover under it, there's that was the menu item that we gave it. Another important point is you want to make sure that the folder, so all of this, this is the folder I was talking about. Remember, we created this My YouTube folder, and so the plugin generated all this for us. But it's important, it has to be placed in this specific location, because this is where the plugin builder is going to go, or not the plugin builder, the QGIS is going to look for it when it goes to load in its plugins. A quick way to figure out where that is you can come up to settings, profile, open active, and that will get you to this point, and then from there you can choose, you'll have to choose Python and then plugins, and then you'll see all of your plugins right here, and then at the top, because it was the latest one generated, we see the My YouTube one that we created together. And speaking of all the files that are in the folder, remember initially when we first started, there is kind of an advanced way to do this if you don't want to use the plugin builder, because really to get off the ground you only need 3 files. You need this file right here. So basically what you would have to do is you would have to build a template, and you would copy all this, and then you would change this would be your class name that you would put in here, and the other ones you would also need are, let's see, this folder right here, or file right here, and you would have to essentially copy all of this in. So as you can see, unless you really know what you're doing, you're just better off just using the plugin builder tool. I was just kind of showing you this because there are YouTube videos or people talk about doing it this way, and it can be confusing if you're wondering, really, especially if you're just getting started, which way should I do. I probably would just use plugin builder. And another kind of semi-advanced topic on this plugin builder is the icon. You get this is your default picture of a plug for your plugin, and that's all you get. That's your only choice. So if you create a number of plugins and you want an icon that is distinct for each plugin that you make, you're gonna have to change this icon. So intuitively, a reasonably minded person probably would think that, oh, all you have to do is just replace this icon file with a little PNG picture of your own. And just keep the file name icon, and you're good to go. And yeah, I would think that too, but it's not that easy. What happens is when they when Plugin Builder creates it, it burns the I guess the best way to say it is it creates a byte array. So you have this, and so this is your icon. So it takes this and puts it in over here, and what it's doing, there's your icon right there. And so so no matter what picture you use here, you've already, this will actually change it in the menu, but it won't change it on the toolbar. So no matter what you do in your toolbar, that's not going to change. As I saw, it's just hard coded into the resource file, so that's not going to work. So what you want to do is you can come over to your Windows Explorer and launch the OS Go4 shell. Make sure you run it from here, and you're going to want to change your folder, your location to the folder where the plugin's at. So come over here like this and select this, copy that, bring it over to here, do change directory cd, and then paste it in, hit enter. Now you're in the, you got that going. So now you're all set. But first of all, we need to change our icon and the folder, or we're just going to end up getting the same one that we had before. So what you can do is just grab any PNG that you want. It's a good idea to check to make sure you did what you thought you did. There you go. So now our icon is the YouTube. So now come back to our shell, come over here, and run a little line of code that looks like this. Type that in and then enter. And there you go. That will run the code for you. And then what happened is it updated that little file with a new image. You can see here, it was just updated. And now when you come to your toolbar, here's our font, and then if we did it, voila, there's our wonderful plugin that does nothing, but hey, it's a start. And if people enjoy this video, we can go on further and actually make a plugin that does some stuff. So good luck, and thank you.